Dear you, yes, you who's been with me since the beginning, you who's new and just starting, and you who just stumbled into this video. You, welcome to the team. Our team is a group of learners, teachers, speakers, and listeners. A team of misunderstood misfits who no longer fear mistakes. For we know that though they may break us, they do not make us. We choose to learn even when we lose. We are a group of stories and hard-earned testimonies. And this year, team, I dare you. I dare you to dream. Dare to dream big. Dream dreams that scare you. Dreams so impossible, unreachable, that they take your breath away. Dare to step outside your comfort zone. Go for something. Go get somewhere. Go be someone. Dare to dream today. Not someday or soon or someday soon. Don't wait for someone's permission, the right motivation, or perfect conditions. Those may never ever come. Time is running out, my friend. You'd better start running too. Dare to dream for you. Dare to dream for others. Dare to dream for others like you. For if a shy, stuttering introvert like me can find the courage to speak to thousands of people like you, I am living proof that dreams can, will, and do come true. Dare to dream. Take that first step. For if the universe can start from nothing, and everything else must start from something, let that one thing be this. Here, now, with you. Love, Laika.
Hi everyone! Good morning! Good morning sa inyong lahat. Ayan. At welcome sa ating live podcast recording session for both. We'll try to do both today, get hired and trying hard. So sa mga nakikinig sa ating mga podcast, I'm going to show you what happens behind the scenes. At dun sa mga first time naman na malalaman yung mga podcast natin, let me just do a quick introduction mamaya. Pero for now, batian muna tayo. Hi, Teacher Mappy. Good morning. Hello, Art Christian. Good morning din sa iyo. Ayan, nag-break tayo sa ating Kumu live stream with Knowledge channel and FYE channel sa Kumu. Kasi last week, Holy Week, so we took a quick little break. Pero balik na tayo sa dati. Again, I go live every Tuesday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon for Knowledge channel and FYE. Ito yung Learn with Laika Live. We do this every week, covering different topics, minsan math, minsan language, minsan get hired, minsan life hacks, minsan kahit ano na nire-request ninyo. And yun nga ngayon, podcast recording tayo. Tapos, for those of you naman na bago rin or bumabalik sa stream, may makita ako na medyo matagal na daw na hindi nood ng live pero bumabalik. Welcome back everyone. Welcome back sa ating lahat. Sa totoo lang kasi nga wala naman tayo last week. But today is going to be I'm hoping educational for a lot of people. We're going to cover two very interesting topics. Yung first one natin na recording is for get hired. Isa sa mga tanong na laging tinatanong sa akin, which is, paano kung hindi related yung aking college degree sa aking ina-applyang position? So what if my degree or my course is not related sa aking ina-applyan na job, ano daw yung gagawin nila. So, i-cover natin some of my tips dito sa podcast recording session natin. So, if you're interested, stick around. Pero, syempre gusto ko kasi ng kaunting interaction with you, with some of you. So, ang ganito gagawin natin, if any of you are working sa isang trabaho na feeling ninyo hindi related sa inyong degree, medyo nalihis ng kaunti, let me know. So, let me know kung ano yung degree ninyo at kung ano yung trabaho nyo ngayon. Okay? Kasi I'm going to mention some of you bilang example or encouragement dun sa nagpadala ng tanong at sa mga ganito rin yung tanong sa ating stream. Okay? So in case lang ha, kunyari, ako, di ba? I am teaching, sabihin na natin online, but my degree is in psychology. Okay? Yun yung aking first love. So some people would assume, siguro eduk major siya. Actually, hindi. Psych major po ako. So yun, let me know. Ayan, si screenshot ko kayo. So sa TikTok meron ng iba na nag-mention. So si Vitoy daw, BSIT siya, working sa call center right now. I'm assuming sa customer service. And si Paul's Maiden, BSIT, nasa collections team siya. Ayan, si Craven Ganders, financial management and HR work. Si Chirpearl, nasa BPO daw siya, pero siya ay LPT, no? Ayan. Si Tristan, fashion designer, virtual assistant daw ang work niya ngayon. Okay? So again, the question here is, if you feel like hindi related ang inyong degree, original degree sa bachelor's degree ninyo sa inyong trabaho right now, let me know. Gagamitin ko lang kayo as examples dun sa ating podcast. I-mention natin sa Get Hired. So si Officer Ramia Gumonsa, AB English but police officer siya ngayon. Okay? So, di ba some of you would say, English major. Siguro nakaupo yan sa library or nagtuturo, nagsusulat. But she is serving as a police officer. By the way, saludo po kami sa inyo. Yan, I get to kahit papaano be a bit of a tiny small part, no, sa ibang mga stories ng mga Team Laika members na nasa AFP na, nasa PNP, actually meron ng nasa Merchant Marine Academy, no? So may mga nasa dagat tayo na dating kino-coach natin. So I'm really in awe of you. No, malaking serbisyo 'yan to commit your life to the country. So maraming salamat. Ayan, Yumburger, BS Biology, part of IT team. Yan. So some of your examples, I'll steal them, okay? So kung okay lang, with your permission, kasi pinost niyo siya publicly, we'll steal those. I'll read some of them then para sa ating sa ating letter sender. Okay. Salamat sa inyo. Screenshot ko lang for later reference. Okay? Kasi mag-start tayo ng recording maya-maya. So, quick thank you pala. So, nag-send ng virtual gifts si Calculus B-word. So, hindi ko sasabihin yung word on TikTok. So, if you want help with calculus, by the way, go and check out yung kanyang account. Ayan, hindi ko kino-cover ang calculus, pero we have friends who do that. So, I'm grateful for them. Okay? Ayan. Okay. Game na tayo kasi we have 2 to record ngayon para maabutan ninyo both. I have my handy-dandy remote para sa aking camera nandun sa side na yon. So, hi Meb. Si Meb ang i-edit niyan. I-record na natin. And I'm going to record din clean dito sa aking broadcaster. Kung interesado kayo, kasi may nakita ako kanina na mag-start na rin daw siya na mag-podcast. Kung interesado kayo sa ating podcasting equipment at doon sa current setup natin, let me know. Pero meron na tayong video before no aking dating setup. So you can go and check that out. But for now, yan, mag-start na tayo. I'll show you what happens sa ating exciting na podcast. So again, today, dalawang podcast yon. We have the Get Hired podcast. So ang ating topic ay, what if my degree is not related to the position? I get this question a lot. Sa totoo lang, maraming mga nagtatanong na paano kung hindi related yung degree ko? At least sa first glance sa aking gustong maging trabaho, no? Okay, game. Record lang tayo. Yan, magsisync lang. Sync 'yon. Plakpak tayo para sa editing. Degree is not related to the position I'm trying to get. Ano ang pwede natin gawin? Pag-usapan natin yan in this new Get Hired podcast episode. All right, welcome to the new Get Hired podcast episode. Welcome back sa mga nakikinig na noon and welcome sa mga first time na makikinig ngayon. For those of you who are already following the podcast, thank you so much for making us part of the top 100 podcasts on Spotify. Kahit na hindi tayo nag-upload last week because of the Holy Week break, thank you for sharing this podcast with your friends. Thank you for sharing your own stories. Sobrang inspiring to hear how the podcast and the tips na binibigay natin dito has helped you land your dream job or at least yung inyong starting job. Kaya exciting na part yan ng what I do here. Thank you sa inyong lahat. But today, we're going to cover a very tricky topic, sabihin na natin. And I've been putting off discussing this. Not entirely your fault, everyone. It's really my fault. But the reason for that is because I covered it in an old YouTube video that I filmed, I think, 3 years ago. Pero I think it's time for a revamp. And today, even if you're not applying for a job na unrelated sa degree ninyo, I'm going to give you yung parang kumbaga secret sauce din pagdating sa pag-a-apply sa job. Any job, whether related or hindi related sa course ninyo. Importante lang, I feel, to stress some of these kung hindi related yung inyong degree. Kasi nga, again, you're working against the assumption na hindi ka fit for the job. Now, let me preface this by saying that not having the exact degree that most people who hold that job position have doesn't really mean na hindi ka na equipped for that position. Okay? Pero we have to face reality here that there are a lot of people who would still think na ganun. Diba? May mga assumptions pa nga yung iba. Na pag hindi ka psych major o hindi ka pwede sa HR, 'di ba? Yung iba ganun nga yung thinking. Kahit na sa totoo lang kung office management yung degree mo, pwede ka rin doon, 'di ba? Kung human development yung course mo, pwede ka rin doon. You're going to have to really fight back sa certain situations na ganito. Lalo na kung medyo sabihin na natin traditional yung thinking nung hiring manager or nung boss dun sa company na yon. So there are a few things na kailangan natin pag-usapan just to get it out of our way. Number 1, if the job posting talagang says sa kanyang letra, no? Ibig sabihin nakalagay talaga doon kung ano yung degree that they want for the position, medyo ano na yon, may parang kumaga red flag ka na. Hindi naman red flag kasi iba na yung definition ng red flag. No? Pero parang warning sign na yon na baka hindi sila as open kung hindi related yung degree mo. Okay, let me give you an example. If someone is looking for an admin officer and nakalagay doon talaga that they want BS OAD or office administration graduates. Tas hindi ka office administration graduate, medyo ano ka na nun, alam mo na that you're starting off at a disadvantage. Parang alam mo na okay, wait lang, baka hindi ako welcome dito kasi nakalagay na mismo dun sa description ng kanilang job opening, yung course or yung degree na gusto nila makuha. If may opening sa HRD, tas nakalagay, di ba? Required na psychology graduate with a license. So nakalagay talaga, gusto nila registered psychometrician kasi they want to follow the law, di ba? Kasi meron na kasing requirements about that. Tapos hindi ka RPM, no? Or hindi psych yung background mo. Alam mo na agad na merong, okay, wait lang, parang uphill battle to, no? Or uphill climb to, no? It's the climb, sabi nga ni Miley Cyrus. So again, a reality check lang yon. Now, does that mean hindi ka na pwede mag-apply? Not really, okay? Pwede mo pa rin itry. Lalo na if you know that you can really perform dun sa position na yon. Now, how do you know na pwede ka or qualified ka pa rin dun sa job na yon? Now, the first thing we have to understand is the reason why we even go to school in the first place. Diba? Bakit tayo nagtatrabaho para makakuha ng degree? Right? Now, kaya tayo nag-aaral para makakuha tayo ng bachelor's degree. Ang main reason yan is not just for you to have a piece of paper after graduation. The reason for that is for you to have proof that you have the starting skills, no? Magic word yan, skills. Skills para maging employable ka or maging ready ka for the industry you're trying to get into. Okay? Kaya tayo may training sa bachelor's degree natin para ma-build up yung set of skills na kailangan natin para dun sa trabaho na gusto nating pasukin. 'Di ba? Yun talaga yung main reason why we go to school. And the paper, the aptitude exams, the licensure exams, these are meant to prove na totoo nga na able ka to perform yung mga skills na required of you. Now, dito na tayo papasok dun sa, pero pwede mo bang makuha yung skills na yon sa ibang pamamaraan? Okay? Ano ibig sabihin yan? Kung ang trabaho mo, di ba, has always been in the field na pinag-uusapan, marami kang real life experiences, marami kang mentors na nagturo sa'yo ng mga kailangan mong malaman for that field, that doesn't mean na, okay, kailangan lang, porket wala kang papel, wala ka na nung skills. But what you need to do right now is to prove that you indeed have the skills and the experience kung meron to enter that field. So ngayon, i-reframe natin yung thinking, i-reframe natin yung misconception na okay, pag may papel ako na to, I have all the skills. Wala akong papel, wala akong skills. Kasi hindi naman din totoo yun. Alam natin yan. Di ba? For example, there are a lot of people who know how to do bookkeeping, right? Not because accountancy grad sila or not because nag-take sila ng bookkeeping na certificate course, but because sari-sari store owner yung family nila, mula bata siya, tumutulong siya doon sa ledger nila, tumutulong siya mag-file ng taxes nila. So meron siyang experience doon. Yung iba, nakuha yung bookkeeping skills kasi nag-SK sila, di ba? Naging secretary ka, naging treasurer ka ng isang organization. And because of that, di ba, naturuan ka or natutuhan mo yung mga skills na yon because you had to learn that. So anong kailangan natin gawin ngayon? Kailangan natin gawin is to refocus yung kausap natin, yung hiring manager, yung boss. Refocus yung kanyang pagtingin away from the degree but into the real life skills that you have. And why do I say that? Kasi nga again, I've been teaching teachers, sabihin na natin, no? Training teachers then for the past ilang years na how to create educational content, how to even use communication, di ba? To better to make their lessons clearer, sabihin na natin for the students, to contextualize, to use examples. Pero hindi po ako eduk major. Kaya lang sa natin nakuha yung skills na yun. Nakuha yun kasi nag-volunteer teacher ako sa values education when I was younger. Nagtuturo ako ng drums. Nagtuturo ako online. So nakuha natin yung skills sa real life. And now, meron na siyang real weight doon sa mundo or doon sa field na gusto nating pasukin. So yun yung gagawin natin. Again, i-reframe natin. It's not about the degree, the paper lang, but it's about the skills that you acquired. So let me give you yung aking secret sauce, sabihin na natin, whenever you enter yung conversation for a job interview. Okay? Meron tayong 4 things that you need to sell. Okay? Sa magi-interview sa inyo. Now, the first one, I've been talking about it kanina pa, is S for skill. You have to be able to tell them na, I have the skills that you need for this position. So how do you do that? You break down yung mga necessary skills for the position you're trying to get. Ang susi dito is research. Sa totoo lang. Now, when I say research, ang ibig sabihin, ilalagay mo yung mga building blocks ng role na yon. Ang companion nyo dito would be the job description. You know how sometimes, di ba, sa job description nakalagay, kunyari, admin, officer 3, or whatever. Or kaya clerk, ganyan. Or HR training officer, right? Tapos sa ilalim, may description yan. O, kung ano yung minsan edad, minsan, ayaw nga natin yun, no? Hindi nga maganda na may edad, pero yan ang realidad ng buhay. Minsan nakalagay yung degree. Minsan nakalagay kung ano pa yung ibang soft skills na kailangan, kung ano yung mga software na dapat alam ninyong gamitin. Tapos sa ilalim, meron yan yung roles, no? Nakalagay. Ano yung roles mo nung position na yun? Ano yung job description niya? If you will be in charge of, sabihin natin, writing or setting up the curriculum, if you're in charge of teaching or onboarding yung mga new employees, right? Merong nakalagay dun. Yan, nakalagay dun na description kung ano yung mga gagawin mo. So what you're going to do is look at those descriptions, those one-liners, and see ano bang skill ang kailangan dito? Communication. Anong skill ang kailangan dito? Curriculum development. Uy, anong skill ang kailangan dito? Tapos ibabangga mo yun dun sa real life experience mo. So for example, sa akin, kung nag-a-apply ako as sabihin natin, a trainer or an instructor sa college, for example, natitinan ko, okay, psych yung degree ko, but ano ang aking background sa curriculum development? Uy, I developed yung curriculum for Team Laika, right? For our online review program, for iba-ibang mga workshops sa content creation, workshops sa internet safety that I was able to teach teachers pa nga minsan, di ba? Or I've been going around the country teaching this. So meron akong experience sa curriculum development. Honestly, I got into one of the positions na I was applying for, hindi dahil inaral ko siya or may certificate course ako doon, but I explained na I volunteered for an organization, okay, it's called the Soundcheck Ministry, when I was in college. Tapos ako yung gumawa ng curriculum for drums at saka curriculum for worship team building. So ako yung nagsulat noon, kahit nung bata ako. And because meron akong ganong klaseng experience, sinabi ko sa kanila na even if I don't have a certificate in curriculum development, meron ako nitong real life experience na yon. And payag sila kasi nakita nila eh. Oh, na-witness nila na meron nga talaga, na ibabangga yun. Okay. So, yun yung gagawin mo. Okay, may kailangan ng speaking role dito. Oh, pero nagmo-moonlight ako as events host, nagmo-moonlight ako as public speaker, di ba? As motivational speaker. So, ngayon, meron na akong communication skills kahit hindi ako communication arts graduate. Okay? So, yan, ganun yung gagawin natin. I-break down ninyo yung mga position, ano ba yung mga needs ng position sa role na yun? And i-explain ninyo na meron kayong experience dun sa field na yun. Ngayon, paano kung wala? Okay, kung wala, ibig sabihin, back to square one tayo, hanap kayo na experience that really fits it. Kasi ayaw natin na magsinungaling doon sa mismong interview. Di ba? Lagi ko sinasabi sa inyo, number 1 yan. You have to be completely honest. No? Now, doon na papasok yung next 3 natin na pag-uusapan. Okay? But before we do that, let's pause for a quick little break. Okay? Ayan. So, pinos ko muna ang ating stream. But anyway, so yun. That is the first half of the podcast. The hardest part, I feel, in talking about topics, any topic to is making people believe that they can do it. Honestly, yun ang pinakamahirap na trabaho ko whenever I teach. Pinakamahirap na trabaho ko whenever I coach anyone, whenever I share what I know. Kasi marami na people na may blocks. Ibig sabihin, feeling nila, okay, hindi ko kaya to. My entire life, I was told hindi ako magaling sa English, so hindi ako pwedeng mag-work sa BPO or sa call center. Kasi a lot of people think na ganun eh. Pero sa totoo lang, you can acquire those skills over time. Ang dedication mo dapat is in improving yourself. Okay? So, hindi kailangan sa totoo lang na magsinungaling. It gets frustrating kasi sa totoo lang, pagdating nyo doon, mabubuking ka rin kung hindi ka naman nagsasabi na totoo. Kasi there's no way na you can fake your way sa 6 years, 8 years ng career mo. So, you really have to be honest. But what you need to do is to just know na hindi tayo fixed pagdating sa skill set natin. Nag-grow tayo lahat. Lagi ko sinasabi yun sa mga learners ko. And just for a bit of a context, I've always coached people who are older. So 40s, 50s, minsan 60s pa nga. And kailangan nila maniwala, sa totoo lang, kailangan nila maniwala that you can indeed teach an old dog new tricks. Posible yun. Kaya yun. Kaya pa rin nila. Okay? So anyway, let's continue dun sa ating next part. All right, so yun yung first point, no? Again, whenever you're trying to get hired, first thing you need to establish is that you have the skills, or at least the beginnings of the skills required for the job that you're trying to apply for, no? Or you're trying to get. Now, acronym tayo, just remember STAR, no? S is for skills. The second thing you have to prove is that T, no, I am teachable. Sa totoo lang, may mga cases, lalo na kapag you are trying to be part of a company na meron talagang mentor mindset. Ibig sabihin yung boss na kausap mo is someone willing and ready, eager pa nga to share what they know. Mas gusto nila, you can go around and ask people this, mas gusto nila yung hindi pa masyadong magaling, pero nakikinig, pero teachable, pero willing to learn. Kasi kapag naunahan ng pride, naunahan ng yabang na hindi, meron na akong degree in this, meron akong license dito, di ba? Na hindi na ako nagkakamali. Pagpasok nun sa team ninyo and that person is, di ba, parang too big for his britches, sabihin na natin, masyado siyang mayabang o ma-pride. Tapos meron kayong bagong ini-implement na system or meron kayong bagong way of doing things or kayo yung tipo ng company na kumaga, parang kami, sa totoo lang, very flexible kami. Okay, what works, what doesn't work, ina-evaluate namin every time. Nahihirapan sila mag-adjust kasi yung nasanayan na nila na ganun talaga, hindi, this is what works for me, ito talaga ako, hindi nila na-unlearn. So, hindi sila makahabol. Kaya a lot of bosses, sa totoo lang, ang gusto nila is not someone who is highly skilled right away off the bat, but someone who is teachable, someone who is willing to learn. So, when you feel na, okay, kulang yung skills ko for this job, lagi ninyong babalikan dun sa, but I'm willing to learn. So, how do you say it without just saying it? Kasi yung iba sasabihin, I'm willing to learn, pero actually, hindi naman pala. So, after much prying, makikita hindi pala napoprove ng kanilang buhay na willing sila to learn. A good way of proving this, dagdag ninyo, maliban sa pagsasabi nito, is if you really pursue personal development. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? Kung meron kayong mga certificate programs, di ba? Meron kayong pinasukan na mga workshops, nag-i-invest kayo sa sarili ninyo pagdating doon. Hindi lang sa money, no? Kasi a lot of these things are free naman. But when you invest time, no? When I was starting out, I was a youngling, no? Kakagraduate ko ng college. Hinahabol ko talaga yung mga ganun. Okay, isa-isahin natin yung courses sa Coursera na medyo relevant dun sa field ko. Isa-isahin natin yung mga open courses, no? Kasi kakabukas lang noon ng mga MOOCs na tinatawag, modular online courses, no? And you can go and look for those. Marami, edX, HarvardX, di ba? Maraming ganong klaseng options. So you can look for those. Meron ding mga workshops, as in, minamount yan ng mga organizations all over the country for writers, for creatives, for any field, no? Hanap kayo ng mga ganon. Kung meron na kayo talaga na license, look for CPD workshop opportunities, right? Mag-seminar kayo, mag-webinar kayo. Gather all of those things. Kasi pag marami kayong ganon, it shows the employer na, okay, this person is a lifelong learner. Teachable siya. Eager siya to learn. May thirst siya for learning. Kasi anyone can say, I'm teachable. Pero makikita mo sa buhay nila kung totoo yun o hindi. Okay? So, yun yung second focus natin. S, you have to prove I have the skills. Number 2, I am teachable. Now, kahit may skills ka na, maganda kung teachable ka pa rin. Kung kulang ka sa skills, minsan nababawi kung napoprove mo na teachable ka. Medyo related din sa third point natin kasi ano na to, STAR, yung acronym natin. Third point, you have to show that you have the right attitude. No? So, attitude ang labanan. And one of the things that I've learned is that you cannot fake attitude sa mga tao na sanay sa tao. Nababasa talaga nila. You cannot fake how genuine a person is. Now, some people may enter the room na at first glance, ako na meron akong preconceived notions sa kung sino ka, na ganito ka. Pero over time, it's the people who see, who have met you, who have spent time with you, who can vouch for you. No? At nakita ko yan sa life ko. No? A lot of people would say, ganito ka. Pero it's our actions that really prove our attitude. The only catch there is, how would they know kung initial interview lang ang meron ka? Now, one of the things that you cannot fake, sa totoo lang, is humility. And I'm saying that as someone who has been on opposite sides of the table, sabihin na natin sa hiring. You can really sense if a person is, 'di ba, parang sobrang proud, no? Masyado siyang mayabang. Um, Pagdating sa credentials niya, pagdating sa kung sino siya, just entering the room, sometimes you can sense it if the person is parang okay, hindi na to malleable, nandito para mag-share ng information or mag-grow. You can really sense it. You cannot fake that. It's so hard to do that. Now, ang kailangan lang natin na pag-usapan dito rin is iba ang arrogance sa confidence, no? Iba ang pagiging kumpiyansa sa sarili sa pagiging mayabang. Some people, they don't know the difference diyan. Dito na papasok yung sasabihin ko sa inyo na when it comes to having the right attitude, it has to go both ways, no? Hindi lang sa iyo, pero pati rin dun sa kinakausap mo. Kasi ang job interview is much like dating, no? I've been telling you this sa Get Hired all the time. Ulitin ko ulit. It's a lot like dating. Ibig sabihin nun, you may be the right person, but the other person may not be the right person for you. So when you enter the room and you show who you are, no, and I say you have to have the right attitude. I'm not saying you have to pretend to be someone to get hired, no? I'm saying present yourself as authentically as possible. If they feel that your attitude is not suitable for that position, you're actually doing yourself and them a favor. And if they refuse your offer, no, ayaw kanila rin sa company nila kasi na-feel nila ako yung attitude nito hindi nagfi-fit sa amin. Huwag kayong manghinayang. Kasi baka yun yung totoo. And they're also doing you a favor by setting you free para makahanap kayo ng posisyon na para sa inyo. Bakit? Kasi sa experience ko rin, no, I've been in rooms or I've been with people who would say, you're too this, you're too that. Masyado kang mayabang, masyado kang arrogante, masyado kang know-it-all. And me being the same person, saying the same things, would go into a room and I would have people tell me na, uy, thank you for teaching us. Thank you for correcting this. Thank you for being truthful. Kasi to them, me saying the truth is not a negative thing. It's actually a good thing kasi they're open to that conversation. So, wag natin lagi isipin na, kailangan ko magpanggap na ganito, ganyan. Kailangan yung attitude ko, kunyari, kimi ako, anghel ako para makapasok ako. Hindi naman ganun. Just be your authentic self, di ba? And of course, we're always striving to be better, no? So, mag-i-improve ka naman over time. Tapos matututuhan mo na, okay, baka ito yung tamang lugar for me. Okay? So, yon. Kasi kesa yung makapasok ka, tapos pagpasok mo, tapos doon ka na naging truthful, hindi nila matanggap yung pagiging truthful mo, mabubuli ka pa. So, mas maganda yon. Okay? Yun yung, real piece of advice ko sa inyo. Kasi again, we always focus on kung ano yung totoo, hindi yung kung ano yung dapat. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng dapat nagiging totoo. Now, let me just reset my camera. Naubos na tayo ng time. Let's move on to the next parts. So, you have to have the skills. Diba? I have the skills. I am teachable. I have the right attitude. STA. Last piece. We have to have real life experience. Okay? Now, baka yung iba sasabihin niyo, you already talked about real life experience when you talked about skills, di ba? Na parang sabi mo kung nagbo-bookkeeping ka para sa sari-sari store or small business mo, that could count as a skill. Yes, that's true. But when I talk about real life experience, this is a little bit more than that. You have to tell them the context. Now, quick disclaimer. Kasi mga sasabihin ng iba, dapat ba magpaawa ako? Dapat ba sabihin ko na, hindi kasi ako po yung inaasahan ng pamilya ko, ako yung breadwinner, so kailangan makahanap ako ng trabaho, ganyan-ganyan. Hindi, kasi conversation na to a few years back, naalala ko yung video ni Nina, yung pity hiring na tinatawag, di ba? Yung parang, kasi umiyak sa harap mo, so wala kang choice but to hire them. I'm not a fan of that, no? Hindi. Sa akin talaga maganda kung may merit. Pero when I talk about sharing your real life experience, ang ibig sabihin nun, you can tell them about your real motivation. I've been in an interview with someone who is a single mother, and hindi niya ako iniyakan na parang, kasi kailangan ko talaga ng trabaho kasi single mother ako, ganyan-ganyan. Hindi niya ni-leverage yung drama ng buhay niya to get the job. But she mentioned her being as a single mother as a source of motivation. So sinabi niya, kasi ma'am, I am a single mother. And that means I need to make sure that my daughter is provided for and I have a stable source of income. So sa akin, plus point yon hindi dahil, di ba, bigyan mo ako ng extra kasi ito yung sitwasyon ko. But because ginamit niya yon as motivation para sabihin sa akin, no, kasi yun yung sinabi niya, pero ang in-imply niya doon is, dedicated ako sa job. Di ba? Hindi ko hahayaan na mawawala yung trabaho ko bigla sa akin kasi kailangan ko mag-provide for my child. Sinabi niya rin sa akin na, okay, I grew up, I had to send myself to school. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Working student siya. Now, you don't say na, kasi kawawa po ako kasi po, panganay po ako sa 13 magkakapatid, kailangan ko po mag-working student. Hindi niya ginamit yun na para maawa ako sa kanya. Ginamit niya yun as proof na when life gives me lemons, di ba? I make the best lemonade and I sell that lemonade for profit. Sinabi niya yun kasi pinapakita niya sa akin na, multitasker ako. When I'm given challenges, di ba? Ang real life experience ko, kung meron akong hindi alam, kung wala akong privilege, tatrabahuhin ko para maihabol ko yung meron ako. So again, no, we're talking about real life experience, not in the context na, partidahan ninyo ako kasi ganito ako ganyan. Pero I have real life experience. I know how it is to be an underdog and to fight for what you need to have. So gagamitin ko yan as leverage. Sabihin ko yun, no? A few of my examples, personal examples of the real life experience I've shared that helped me land jobs in my career are these. There were times I talked about being a pastor's kid. No? Kasi being a pastor's kid means living under pressure. It means being sensitive to other people's perceptions of you, making sure that you are an ambassador of something bigger. And because the role back then was someone who would speak for a brand, sabihin na natin. Ang naisip siguro niya, nung hiring manager ko, okay, this person knows how to read the room. Diba? Kasi pag PK ka, may mga bagay na hindi ka pwedeng gawin, hindi ka pwedeng sabihin, makisama ka sa iba-ibang tao. So naisip nila, okay, this person can speak on our behalf kasi alam niya kung paano makibagay sa iba-ibang tao. No? I've also shared how I am an identical twin. Ibig sabihin, meron akong kakambal. And because I have a twin, I have been fighting to establish an identity different or distinct from my twin. So naintindihan nila, okay, this person wants to be different. And because the boss is sort of a maverick himself, no? Nakikita mo na sa tradition ng company, hindi sila traditional, nasaktuhan yung needs ng CEO. Now, again, did I lie? No. I just shared my own experience and how that experience helped me, again, babalik tayo, build the skills that I need for the job that can be used for that job. It helped me become teachable. It gave me the right attitude. By right, ibig sabihin, it's right for them. And of course, kasi nga, galing yun sa real life experience. So, whenever you enter yung conversation sa isang job interview, think of that, STAR, no? I have to talk about skills I have or skills I'm willing to acquire. I have to prove that I am teachable. I have to have the right attitude. And I have to have real life experience. Kasi, kung meron kang paghuhugutan, kung meron kang pinagdaanan, ibig sabihin, may magagawa ka rin for them. No? Yun yung kabuuan eh. Para alam nila na ang hinahire nila, hindi lang robot. Hindi lang someone who memorized their script para magmukha na alam nila yung sinasabi nila. But this person really is open, is willing, is a real person. Kasi nga, hindi makina, no? If they wanted machines to do that job, they could have gotten a software. They could have gotten, diba, an actual machine to do the job. Pero the reason why they're looking for people is because they want people for that job. So you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to lie. You just need to be real. Yun yung mas importante. Kasi ang gusto natin, more than just a paycheck, is a real relationship. A career and not just a job. Okay? Ayan. Sige. Yan muna for now, no? Yun yung ating conversation. Again, if you are trying to apply for a degree na hindi related sa inyong position, Hopefully makatulong yan sa inyo. And we have an entire playlist pa of other podcast episodes, starting from yung mga common job interview questions. Tell me something about yourself. Why should I hire you? Why should I not hire you? Rate yourself from 1 to 10. Lahat yan dun sa Get Hired podcast natin. So if you want to go and check those out, nandito na yan sa playlist na yan. If you're interested dun sa podcast, go ahead and follow it. Share it with your friends if they need a bit of help then. I know we're getting ready to send off an entire batch na naman ng senior high school graduates na ang goal natin supposedly is for them to be job ready. So if you're one of those people, go ahead and share this with your batchmates. And thank you again for your support, helping us be part of Spotify's top podcasts. Kahit pa paano, since we started back in 2017 hanggang ngayon, maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Okay? Yeah, that's it muna for now. Again, this podcast is designed to help you land your dream job. Kung nangyari yan, let me know and I'll talk to you next time. Okay, naitawid game. So medyo long-winded tayo doon, very, very light. Ayan. We have another podcast but I only have 10 minutes left on Kumu. By the way, thank you sa lahat ng mga nanonood. Ate Ray is here. So hi Ate Ray. Sa mga nagpapadala ng gifts din, thank you Princess. Salamat. Ate Ray, si Sheila. I'm trying to go back doon sa iba. Sorry kung hindi ko na-recognize in stream. Pero I took screenshots of your stories. We will use that for the podcast din. Thank you sa inyong lahat. Ayan. Medyo overwhelming kapag live. But again, matay ba yung light ko? Ayan, kumurap lang. We have one more episode. So, if in case mapuputol po yung stream sa Kumu, you can jump sa ating Facebook stream na lang. So, either sa Laika Maravilla or sa Team Laika on Facebook. Or, pwede kayong nag-jump naman sa Team Laika on TikTok if you want to watch it live. Yung next topic natin is also interesting. It's a Trying Hard podcast episode naman. And ang topic natin ay exciting. 3 things you need to figure out right now. So, yun ang pag-uusapan natin. 3 things you need to figure out right now for the Trying Hard podcast. But if you're only interested in the educational content, so English, math, logic, ganyan, I've been telling you this, go ahead and just follow Team Laika. Yung Ate Laika Maravilla or Laika Maravilla na channels, those are my personal channels where I share whatever I want to share. So, minsan may memes, minsan may jokes, minsan my opinion on certain things. So, if you don't want me to talk about things I care about, or if you don't want to get to know me that way, don't follow Laika Maravilla na lang. Diba? You can stick to Team Laika. Or if you're not interested at all, don't follow me at all. Diba? This is a free country. Sabi nga ni Zenaida Seva, tayo ay may free will. Gamitin natin ito. Okay? Ayan. Ang saya-saya. Nako. Bakit kayo nagagalit? Alam mo, may nagtanong kasi just a few days ago, what do you do daw when other people don't like you? Actually, number 1, if that person is not using their real name and their real photo, don't pay attention na lang. Kasi, obviously, they have issues. And they are not man enough or woman enough to stand by their words. So, na lang. Yung mga ganyan, instant na yan. Instant ignored. Dami nilang time to create multiple accounts. Whenever I watch you po, namimiss ko si Kuya Ren. Lagi niya ako sinasabihan na manood ng vids mo. Hello? If you mean Ren as in Brian Lawrence Calara, hi. And thank you for... Tama ba? si Brian ba yan? Si Ren? Si Kuya Ren? Let me know. Hintayin kita. Si XM Wee. Opo, siya po. He was a close friend of mine. Hello. Yeah. I may need to cut this live short. But thank you. Brian's one of my yeah. Brian was one of the purple beads na I placed. So sa journey ng Team Laika, we've lost, at least to my knowledge, 2 people. Si Joey yung una. So si Joey attended the first live review event sa CCF pa to. But we lost him to a disease, I think 3 years in. So I still remember Joey very much. His story is still on the teamlaika.com website. So if you want to read and be encouraged, nandun yung kwento niya. Si Brian naman was my baby boy. Little brother ko siya since I was a kid, since he was a baby. So yeah, you saying that just mahirap pa rin to remember na he's no longer here. But yeah. But I'm happy that na naalala siya ngayon. Anyway. Yeah, thank you. So we have another podcast episode to record. But wait lang, let me just okay. Sa anong webcam ang gamit? Hindi siya webcam. So this is actually my Canon M50. If you want to learn yung setup, meron din tayong video sa YouTube, yung Learn to Teach natin. So nandun sa my webinar setup, you can look for that video. Yun yung gamit ko until now, although may changes tayo ng kaunti sa lighting kasi naglumipat na ako dun nandito tayo sa TL headquarters or sa ating HQ. Pero yun pa rin ang gamit natin. So this is a Canon M50, nakakabit siya by data cable sa ating laptop. So yun yung gamit natin, kaya siya malinaw. Okay? Ayan. So mirrorless camera siya. Okay? Sige game, let's jump into yung next episode natin. So 3 things you need to figure out right now. Again, for anyone who doesn't want to hear what my opinion is on certain things, you can leave. No? I don't want to cause you any more stress today. But if you want to hear what I want to say, you can stick around. Ganun lang. Okay? Ayoko nang ma-upset kayo sa akin at maging dahilan pa ako ng pagkakasala ninyo. Ayan. Rich kasi, I'll dream na lang. Crush ko siya. Ano lang, bit of encouragement. It took me roughly 7 years. Hindi man, mga 5 kasi. Ito kasi yung Canon M50 Mark II to. It took me 7 years creating content, moonlighting, gigging, no? Writing articles online, things like that, para maipon to. So if wala pa ngayon, ano lang, unti-unti lang. Again, laging ko sinasabi, use the camera you have. Tapos i-upgrade nyo na lang. Ayan, 2 minutes na lang tayo sa FYE channel. Magpapaalam lang ako really quickly. So sa everyone watching Kumu, you can again jump to the TikTok live stream or the Facebook stream if you want to listen to the second episode. Ayan. 3 things you need to figure out right now. Yan yung topic natin. Okay. Alright, just in case mapuputol sila. Sige, game. Ano tayo? Nasaan na yung aking remote? What are three things you need to figure out right now? Pag-usapan natin yan in this new Trying Hard podcast episode. All right, welcome to a new podcast episode sa ating personal Trying Hard with Laika podcast. And join me in trying hard again to explain something that is very personal to me. Now, a bit of a context, itong three things you need to figure out right now. Ano na to? More than, I would say more than 10 years old na siya. Na journal entry that I have. Dating-dati pa. Nasa, I think, second year college ba ako or third year college when I wrote this parang quick excerpt na naging foundation ng podcast episode natin today. Kasi a lot of people have been asking me these days na parang, how could this person have done that? Or how could this person have said this? No? Parang nagugulat daw sila na some of the people they look up to would say things or do things na feeling nila completely out of character. Na parang hindi sila ganun. Parang, di ba, as this person, you shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't say that. You shouldn't do that. So, nagkakaroon sila ng, sabihin na natin, parang crisis pagdating sa pagtanggap that certain people can change that quickly, no? Paano nila nagagawa or nasasabi yung certain things. And again, no, we are not called to judge people, to tell them na, okay, hindi kasi they are evil people, hypocrites to start with. It's really not the goal, no? But our goal is to avoid turning into that type of person din. Kasi one thing I've been talking to you about dito sa podcast natin, di ba, is the fact na all of us have this monster within. We have an evil version, the worst kind of person we could be. And that is within us. A lot of people don't enjoy me talking about that kasi, ewan ko, baka siguro kasi iba tayo ng belief system. Di ba? Core belief kasi yun eh. Core belief siya if you believe that a man is inherently good or inherently evil. Now, isisi natin ng konti sa upbringing ko that I've always believed that man is inherently evil. Ibig sabihin nun kasi sa Christian faith, which is the faith that I was raised on. All men are sinners. Diba? For all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. So what that means is everyone, meron tayo, ba, pinanganak ka pa lang, meron ka ng may something wrong na with us. Now, some people don't believe that, and that's perfectly fine. But one thing na I would try to establish para meron tayong baseline here is that I'm the type of person who thinks, di ba, na lahat ng tao may tendency, may posibilidad that they would do something or say something bad or turn into someone na, di ba, you cannot be proud of or someone who would actually minsan hurt you directly. So it's really possible. So ang goal natin is not to make an excuse for them. Ang goal natin dito is not to tell them na, oh, you're so wrong kasi you didn't do this. Ang goal natin is to try to keep ourselves from becoming that person. Kasi nga ako, I believe that all of us with the right trigger and under the right circumstances, going through a series of events sa buhay natin can quickly turn into that person that we are not proud of. Now, I say that kasi ako rin, no? And I know that because I've had so many episodes like that. I used to go off like a firecracker. So tahimik ako, ganun yung ugali ko noon, no? So tahimik ako, tas I'll bide my time na parang, okay, 1 strike ka na sa akin, 2 strikes ka na sa akin, 3 strikes ka na sa akin. Tapos, if you do something na sobrang triggering to me, as in friendship over, on-site, di ba? I would run down a list, no? These are the things that you've done. Goodbye. Tapos even if that person tells me na, I'll try to change or hindi na ako ganun, as in goodbye na eh. Sasabihin ko talaga, wala na, sorry, kasi naubos na yung chances mo with me. So I used to be that kind of person. I used to be explosive. No? Very explosive. Some people would say, an INTJ ka kasi kaya ka ganyan. But hindi eh. We cannot make excuses. for the person we turn into. So ano ang pwede nating gawin? Ang pwede nating gawin is to create safeguards, no? Bago ka pa mailagay sa sitwasyon na yon, dapat alam mo na how you would behave, what are the things that you are willing to do and things that you are not going to do. So 3 things you need to figure out right now. Deep dive to ha. So if you want to grab your pen and paper, pause nyo muna tong podcast, balikan nyo na lang. The first thing we're going to talk about is this. You have to answer this question truthfully, ha? Truthfully. So no cheating. Hindi pwedeng kumopya dun sa iba. But be honest with yourself kasi ikaw lang naman at ang Diyos ang nakakarinig nitong conversation na to, no? Sa sarili mo. Ask yourself this. What are the things I will never do? Okay, ulitin ko yan ha. Number 1 question. 3 things kasi you need to figure out right now. Number 1. What are the things I will never do? Hindi ko gagawin. And again, kailangan ilista mo sila bago mo pa sila harapin sa totoong mundo. Bago ka pa mabigyan ng pagkakataon na magawa yung mga bagay na yon. And I'm telling you this because again, no, being someone who's very, sabihin natin, honest with the things that she's been through, I've faced a lot of situations like that na it's very tempting to do something bad. Hindi, gray area naman, everybody does that naman eh, yung mga ganong klaseng conversations. And the reason why I've been spared dun sa mga ganong sitwasyon na para mag-cut ng corners, mag-cut ng line, parang hindi pwede na yan, is because meron akong listahan ito. Na sinulat ko back when I was 18 years old. Na binabalik-balikan ko yon na parang hindi ko pwedeng gawin to kasi sinabi ko nung bata ako na hindi ko siya gagawin. So, whatever your age may be, write something and then hold yourself accountable dun sa sasabihin mo na yan. So again, number 1 question, what are the things you will never do? Now, here are a few things dun sa aking listahan. Share ko lang sa inyo. Again, you don't need to do this if you don't mean it, no? Hindi naman nyo kailangan gayahin. This is just my story, no? So, ito yung some of the things I wrote down. Things I will never do. I will never cheat. Okay? When I say cheat, as in break rules, I will never cheat then when it comes to, love life, di ba? Having a partner. Ito, medyo late entry dun sa listahan ko. Kasi hindi ko naman siya naisip as a possibility. But the reason why, one of the reasons why yung I will never cheat is a huge deal sa akin was because naranasan ko yan eh. No? So may nag-cheat yung ex-boyfriend ko sa akin. So I know how it feels. Kaya ayokong madaanan ng iba. So I will never cheat. Nakalagay yun sa akin. Another thing na I have on my list, so I won't read the entire list naman sa inyo, is I would never steal. Nakalagay yun sa akin. And again, you're not writing it because you feel like, ay, kasi meron akong urge na magnakaw, kaya ako siya nilagay. Hindi. Ilalagay mo siya before ka malagay sa sitwasyon na may posibilidad na magnakaw ka. Bago ka maging procurement officer, bago ka mabigyan ng isang briefcase ng pera, tapos sabihin na, sa'yo na yung sukli. Di ba? Alam mo yung ganon? Bago ka malagay sa mga malalaking sitwasyon na yon, you have to have these guardrails ready. And what I wrote was, I will never steal. Here are things I would never steal. Number 1, money. Okay? Or any physical na kayamanan. No? I would never steal that. Second thing, I would never steal opportunities. Okay? Now, why do I say that? Kasi nga, na-experience ko rin na gano'n. Yung may mga times na, okay, may sumisingit na sa aking opportunity yun, bakit bigla kang nag-cut ng line, no? So I would never steal opportunities. That's the reason why, again, people would cut lines in front of me. Alam ng mga kaibigan ko yan, alam ng magulang ko yan, I don't enjoy using may priority line, di ba? Or, hindi, wag ka na dumaan dyan kasi ipapasok ka na lang namin. Ayoko ng mga ganon. Kasi I would never steal opportunity from other people. So, yun yung isa sa mga guardrails ko. That's third thing, I would never steal credit or glory from other people. Very, very, rin ako dyan. Very, very strict ako dyan. Which means, when I make my YouTube videos, for example, I make my own questions. Sometimes I write it wrong pa nga. Kasi nga, I make my own questions. So, I would make my own questions. Hindi ako kukuha ng tanong galing sa ibang reviewer, galing sa ibang libro, galing sa ginawa ng ibang tao, no? Without the right attribution. No? So, I would make my own. Sorry, naririnig yung busina ng truck. I may need to pause. Magpo-pause muna tayo doon. Kasi hanggat hindi yan natatapos, hindi ako makaka-record. Z, magpo-pause ba ako? Mag-pause na lang tayo. Naririnig, di ba? Naririnig yung naririnig yung busina. Yan, pause muna. Okay, so sige, sasagot muna tayo ng konti doon sa mga comments. Do you teach integral calculus? No. No. So, if you're into, say, more advanced, wala tayong magagawa, nandiyan talaga yung truck. So, maririnig talaga siya. So, pinos ko muna yung recording. Pause ko rin tong filming. Mamaya na natin balikan. Magkwentuhan muna tayo. Ayan. Pero salamat sa truck. Ang ibig sabihin, makuha yung basura. That's good. That's a good thing. Laging may positive twist. Yeah, but for calculus, again, you can go check out Number Bender. Marami mga teachers. Teacher Justin, you can request topic sa kanya. Calculus B-word. Nakaka-discover ko lang sa TikTok sa kanya. Go ahead and check those out. How about sa stealing sa tithes po, ma'am? So, what do you mean by that? As in, stealing kasi hindi ka nagbibigay ng tithes? So if you're talking about, again, sa religious context, of course that counts. So you also don't do that. Hi po, Ate Laika. Hope you're having a good day. Sana po masarap ulam ninyo. Hindi ko pa alam kasi hindi pa ako kumakain. But we'll find out soon enough. Power Hog. Hello po, Coach. Isa po sa mga na-coach ninyo nung nasa MIA pa. Now, nasa DepEd na ako. Hello, Pao. And Power Hug din sa'yo. Congratulations. Kailan ba ako huli nagturo sa MIA? Before the pandemic pa? 3 years, 4 years ago? So, congratulations sa'yo. Yan. At galingan nyo sa DepEd. Kaya nyo yan. Push. Ate Laika, ikaw yata yung nakita ko sa Robinson's Ermita nung nakarang buwan. Hindi po ako yon kasi hindi po ako napadpad ng Robinson's Ermita. But, yeah, yun, hindi po. Nasa Amerika po ba kayo? Hindi po. Ako ay nasa Pilipinas. Gerald Marquez, I bought your books before. Hello, Gerald. Thank you for buying the books. Again, they help me. They help me keep the lights on, no? Keep the production going. Kasi we really don't earn a lot from other streams of income. But it's the books, the review programs that help me create more free content for everyone. So I tell them all the time, if you buy the books, if you join the online review, you're not just paying for yourself, but you're basically paying for everyone else watching just the free content. And I'm hoping, di ba, na every time someone passes using the free content din, nababless din kayo kasi you're part of that. You're part of what made that happen. So yun. Congratulations. Ayan. Admin officer na sa DepEd. Oh, congratulations. I'm happy. And please thank yung mga nasa MIA din for making that happen. So si Miss Leia, walang pagod. Yan. Sila talaga yung nag-asikaso din para mangyari yun. Nakapagturo ako sa MIA. Tips for IELTS. Relax lang. Sa IELTS, ito kasi common misconception din yun na pag IELTS test, kailangan perfect ka sa English. No? Hindi ka magkamali sa pronouns mo, sa prepositions mo. And also, di ba, merong, may markdown, sabihin na natin if magkakamali ka doon. Ang IELTS is a test not for your grammar, but for your ability to, sabihin na natin, survive in a country that's English speaking. So, ibig sabihin, kung kamali ka ng pronoun or anything, tuloy ka lang, no? Dagdagan mo, tuloy ka lang, magsalita ka lang uli. Kasi, a bit of an anecdote, I took the IELTS with the British Council IELTS. during the pandemic na. So back in 2020, I went to their office, took the test. So I think I scored an 8.5. But in the oral interview, I actually referred to my sister as a he. so my sister my sister works in Japan. He, 'di ba? O mali ako doon kasi mali yung pronoun na ginamit ko kasi babae yung kapatid ko, sinabi ko he, 'di ba? So, malamang na mark down ako doon. Hindi ka naman na perfect yung speaking test. Pero ang importante, tuloy ka lang. No? So, dinagdagan ko na lang. Ganun lang. No? So, hindi naman kailangan perfect ka. Importante, naiintindihan mo yung material sa reading test. Importante, na-express mo yung sarili mo sa speaking test. That's more important than perfect ka sa grammar mo. Dapat lahat ng perfecto. Lahat ng comma mo, tama yung placement. Okay? So, just do what you can. Make sure that you manage your time well, no? Doon sa writing test, doon din ako medyo nagkamali, no? Masyado kong kinarir yung first na exercise. Wala na ako masyadong oras doon sa pangalawa. So, yun, bantayan mo rin yung oras mo. May timer naman yun pag nag-exam kayo. So, yun lang yung some of my tips. And if you want to go and hear the rest of my tips for the IELTS, you can find my full video on YouTube na lang. Okay? Nasa taas po, Ma'am Laika, subscriber niyo po ako sa YouTube, natuto po ako ng probability. Hey, I'm happy that you learned. Yeah, probability is one of my favorite topics sa math. But yun, we have a series, by the way, on probability, combination, permutation sa YouTube. So go and check that out. Na lang, if you're interested or if nasa module niyo yun ngayon. Okay? Yan, medyo umikot yata yung truck. Pwede tayong sumingit na. Saan ba ako inabot ng aking Saan ako inabot? Okay. Yeah, mukhang babalik pa yung truck. So, mabibitin yata tayo ngayon. Since 12:15 na rin. Ayan. So, na lang muna. Bawi tayo. So, don't worry, this episode and the episode I recorded earlier will be released on Spotify naman din. So, Get Hired, ang release natin is usually on a Wednesday in the morning. Tapos, yung Trying Hard, Sunday night tayo. Reviewers are still available para sa mga nagtatanong. So, yes, ito po sila. Ay, hindi ito yung papadala sa inyo kasi this is my copy. But we have a few more boxes sa baba. So, if gusto niyo pong makahabol, you can go ahead and check them out. Sa message na lang yung m.me/Team Laika sa Team Laika Facebook page po. Wag po sa Laika Maravilla ha kasi yun. Hindi ko siya wag sa Laika Maravilla kasi personal channel ko siya, hindi po dun yun. So sa Team Laika Facebook page if you're interested. Again, walang pilitan, hindi kailangan. Pwede kayong mag-aral lang using all the free content. But if you want to help the cause then by helping me fund these things, go ahead and check out the books, the online review program. Okay? Ayan. Sige, magpapaalam na lang ako. Putulin na natin to kasi baka umikot uli yung truck. Ganun din. So I don't want to waste any of your time. Thank you for being with me this morning. Again, next week ulit, 11 a.m. ang start natin for the Learn with Laika live on Kumu and across all platforms. Ayan, maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. And you can, again, check out all the free content, the free videos, the full videos on the Team Laika YouTube channel. And I'll talk to you soon. So again, reviewers, yan po yung link. So pinost ng aking team. So if you're interested, you can get them. Kung walang budget, doon tayo sa free. Okay, mga free worksheets tayo, may mga free exercises tayo. You can join the Team Laika review group. Pwede yon. Marami nang pumasa with just the free content. But if you want a little more, go ahead and check those out na lang. Okay? Sige, thank you sa panonood. Magpapaalam na ako. And as you always say, never stop learning. Anja, kain yan. See you next time. Bye for now.